Hi guys and welcome back to Sunday League to Champions League. My name is Chris aka Big Will, and today we've got a game away against St Albans followed by a home game against Slough. Now as you can see from the league table on the right hand side, we have been doing pretty well. Considering we were favourites for relegation, I'm ecstatic to say we're 15 points clear now of that relegation zone, and we've been in really good form to be fair. And it's been a big surprise, but the team does seem to be picking up slightly as we're going along. You were last with us for the games away against Hampton and Richmond, in which we suffered a 3-2 defeat, and we then beat Welling by 2 goals to 1. Since then, we were really unlucky in the FA Trophy against Woking, who are a league above us, remember, but we ended up drawing 2-2 and losing on penalties. We were very unlucky in that game. We then played Concord at home and won 2-1. And we then had two 2-0 wins after that against Dartford and Braintree, followed by a 1-0 draw away against Concord. So we've done really, really well recently with, yes, we were a bit stop-start in December, but we've had a really good start to this January period, and good times ahead, hopefully. We've got two good games again today, and in terms of the league table, like I say, we're sat in ninth. St Albans are in 11th place at the moment, and Slough, Slough are actually near the bottom, so I'm hopeful that we can get another good result from a game against them. So here we go for this opening game against St Albans. Hopefully, like I say, we can get a good result and continue our good form. I'm quite happily take a draw in this game. The target before the season started obviously was not to get relegated, and we were targeting around 40, between 40 and 50 points for the whole season. And a win today would mean that we've passed 45 points. So there or thereabouts for the mark that we were targeting, I think we'll have done quite well overall. And as the season develops, we might uh, even look to push on a little bit further. But I'll be quite happy with the mid-table. I'll be more than happy with the mid-table finish, in fact, with the fact that we were relegation favourites. But the new signings have settled in a bit more now, and we are playing quite well. So for this game against St Albans, we have Akers in goal with Pip Lardo, Okocha, John and Cracknell at the back. Burton, Seeger, Alidor Hamilton and Greenup in midfield, with Smith and Newton up front. Smith has been a little bit more clinical in recent matches as well. He's knocked in a couple of goals, and he's proven to be a lot better in his own right as the advanced forward rather than the deep lying forward. So that is the position that he remains in today. And like I say, hopefully we can get a good result against St Albans and get a little bit of revenge from the previous game, as they did beat us last time out. So here we go with the match being underway now. We're a few minutes in and there's a lack of highlights so far. Possession is very even. Both sides have had a shot off target, and St Albans are the first to have a highlight here with Sundyer. He loses out to Seeger. Seeger needs support though and finds Burton. Burton charges into the penalty area and strikes, but it's absolutely blazed over the crossbar. And a little bit of positivity going forward for sure, but he's got to be hitting the target. We do need a little bit more quality in front of goal, I think, especially from the wings. We've done very well in terms of chance creation in recent games, but we have got to be a little bit more clinical when we get into those final third positions. And so far, it's been a bit of a low game. It's been pretty quiet. There's not been many chances created by either side, as Jeffers finds Sundyer now. Sundyer looking to get a strike away maybe here, and he does well, but again, another strike that is blazed over the crossbar, this time for St Albans. From the resulting goal kick, Akers looks to knock it forward. Jaden Smith did well to challenge, but he didn't do anything to win the ball. But the clearance is poor, and Pip Blado picks it up comfortably. And again, looking long for Jaden Smith. He's not the tallest Jaden Smith, and winning the ball in that kind of scenario isn't his A game, as Akers does superbly there to tip it over the bar. Neil was actually in an offside position, but he left it for Jeffers, who was not. So the chance stood, and Akers did well to clear. And a little bit of a glanced header there. I'm not entirely sure who had the header, but St Albans just clipping the crossbar there. Very, very close. It remains 0-0. But so far, I'd edge to say St Albans have had the better of the chances. Burton here with a free kick though, in a dangerous position, and it's taken a slight deflection, but Berry does superbly in goal for St Albans to knock it out for a corner. And said corner is going to be taken by Seeger. And Seeger looks to whip it in toward the far post. It's cleared away and Jeffers gets onto it, but it's only as far as Pip Blardo, who looks to knock it back in over the top, and Burton challenges Stanley, couldn't win it first time, and it's out for a throw-in. Again, we're showing good resilience so far. It remains 0-0. We've just about had the better of the game, but we have had a little bit less possession than in recent matches. Jaden Smith, of course, I was bigging him up before the game. He's not done very well so far. He's not seen a lot of the ball. But for him to be at his best, we need to be playing balls into the penalty area that are almost like through balls so that he can run onto them and just really be active that way. But he almost got in on the centre-back Paul there, and it's cleared to Jeffers, but Seagood does well to pick it up. Alador Hamilton again looking over the top, and Jaden Smith did get there, but he couldn't do a lot with it, and Berry picks it up comfortably. As we go into this minute of added on time, it is still 0-0. Cracknell holds onto the ball and looks over the top. And Jaden Smith reacted first here, and he's put it in. It's a very bizarre goal. Nobody reacted apart from Jaden Smith. And he just played it around the goalkeeper. He's put us in front here. A very, very bizarre goal, that one, but I'm quite happy to take it for sure. We have a 1-goal lead right on the brink of half-time. And hopefully we can continue in this manner in the second half. We don't want to get any complacency. A 1-0 lead is great, but it's not enough. And Jaden Smith, despite scoring that goal, is still rating only a 6.7, so it shows you how poor he's been throughout the game, despite knocking that goal in just before half-time. Alador Hamilton, again, the solid man in midfield. He has been outstanding once again. 7.6 rating for him, but he is struggling for fitness at the minute. Cooper locks it in, and Adibi at the far post hits the post. It's the second time he's hit the woodwork in this game, and Jeffers into Stanley. Nothing comes of the opportunity, and it remains 1-0. I think we're going to have to make some substitutions, unfortunately. I don't want to be taking Alador Hamilton off. He's such a key player for us, but he's also on a yellow card, as well as struggling for fitness. We're going to bring Stylianides on in that central midfield. We haven't actually got Glynn on the bench, which seems like a bit of an oversight. Let's have a look. Okocha's going to come off for Raul da Silva again. Okocha is another one that's been struggling for fitness recently. And I think Ken Charles is going to come on, and we'll drop Zach Newton back to the left wing. And hopefully that'll be enough to see this game out in this second half. Akers with the ball forward, looking for Greenup. Moore wins it. The substitutions haven't actually taken place as of yet. Here's Noble into Cooper. Plays it in, and Jeffers is in behind, and he's hit the crossbar, and John manages to get it away. So that's the third time that they've hit the woodwork now, St Albans. We've been quite lucky to have survived those chances. If they're on target, judging by the way that they've struck the woodwork, we would be behind, to be honest. They would have been goals, as Seeger plays it in toward Da Silva at the far post, and it's fallen to Greenup outside the penalty area. Can he get a strike away? Seeger can. It's just over the crossbar. It's a really good effort from Seeger. Struck it with plenty of venom there, and it remains 1-0. Again, Zach Newton only a 6.1. Pip Blardo, our left back, only a 6.1. They're not the best performances, but we are getting by here. And as the time clicks away, we're looking good potentially for another 3 points. And the free kick is poor there, and John looks set to clear, and he finds Ken Charles. Plenty of energy from Ken Charles there, just holding on to it, being strong against his defender. And Greenup looks to play in Charles again, and he does well again, Ken Charles, and finds Cracknell over the top, and Greenup is in behind here. He has support in the penalty area, couldn't quite find Jaden Smith. He played it just behind the striker, but it's fallen here for Seeger, who plays it in toward Ken Charles, who wins the header, and it's just past the post. Almost securing our victory there, Ken Charles. Again, he's been a very good player for us, Ken Charles. He's started to really pick up his form as well, as Adibia clears only as far as Stylianides, and Pip Blardo gets onto it. Now Seeger into Raul da Silva. The centre-back smashes a thunderbolt there against the woodwork, and Greenup's shot is deflected, but it's a free kick as Greenup was offside. What a strike from the centre-back Raul da Silva there. That would have been his first ever goal for the club, and what a goal that would have been. Seager just knocks it forward. Jaden Smith is looking to chase it down. Adebeye looks set to get onto it, and he clears to his defensive partner Coyne. But the clearance is made, and that is it. We've managed a 1-0 win here away from home against St Albans. A really, really good result here, and hopefully we can continue in that manner for the home game against Slough. There is some potentially exciting news to come out of the club. I'm not entirely sure if it's going to go through properly or not, but we are subject to potential takeover interest. I don't know what kind of takeover it is as of yet. I highly doubt it will be a tycoon or anything like that, given the level that we're at. But from what I was reading before, local investors want to take over at the club. So there's every potential we could have a takeover. And the club actually gave me a new 1.5 year contract as well a few games back. So I'm in a position where I'm now manager of this club until the end of next season, unless anything happens in the meantime. So really positive signs here at the club. We're doing really, really well, and I will just get through these next 7 days off camera, and then we will come back for the home game against Slough, and hopefully we will get another really good result, providing this doesn't suddenly. There we go. And as you can see, we've maintained our position in ninth place, and we're actually only 3 points behind the playoff places at the moment, which is absolutely remarkable. So like I say, I was expecting to be down here where Taunton, Tonbridge and Hungerford, Eastborough, all those teams, but we are flying high for the level that we're at as a club, and we've come on leaps and bounds since the start of the season. It's really exciting times at the club, and hopefully we can continue to do well for this game against Slough. Mandela John was subject to a bid from Hemel Hempstead. He's rejected that move, which is fine. So yeah, we will see what happens in the meantime, and then we'll come back for that home game against Slough. Right guys, here we go for the home game against Slough. There's still been no further news regarding the club takeover, but we are in talks with a number of our players to extend their deals to the end of next season. With the level that we're currently at, we can tend to only offer players 1 year contracts, so it's quite tough to maintain the squad that we want. But the key man that we want to keep is Smith. He is the main man that we're looking to keep a hold of. We've already confirmed one or two of the other players for next season, but we are looking at doing a few now. Smith originally did not want to stay at the club, but we've timed it right, and it looks like he could be staying at the club. And the majority of the players that have agreed to stay in preliminary talks, that is, have also agreed to pay cuts as well. So that is going to help with our budgets. It's not masses and masses of money, but every little helps with it. So hopefully we are going to be in a position where we can function a little bit in the transfer market. We do want to continue to win our games as well, and if we can keep the core of the squad together, we should be in a strong position for next season if we can strengthen further for the squad, because a number of players, like I say, are set to potentially leave at the end of the season. And it's been difficult to pick and choose, but we want players that are going to have good quality going forward as well as having the good quality now. And it's about building for the future. And with the level that we currently play at, it's important that we do build for the future. And then going forward, we can improve without deeming it necessary to do a lot of squad changes in the future. As Jaden Smith there just put a good effort wide of the post. It's been a reasonably positive game so far, both sides creating chances but nothing on target so far. It's a little bit of a concern from our point of view. We've been quite strong at home more recently, and Slough are near the bottom of the league, so we need to be pressing home our good form and just continue with our advantage. So hopefully we do create a little bit more as the game goes on. Saying that though, despite the number of chances we're creating that are off target, there's not been hardly any highlights in this game so far, which is a bit of a disappointment. I was hoping we'd get a good result in this game, but so far it's been quite poor from our boys, and I'm going to let them know that, especially we've not been good enough, and hopefully in the second half we will be able to push on and at least create something exciting in the game. We are going to just make a slight tactical tweak because neither of our strikers have seen a lot of the ball. We're going to switch Jaden Smith and Ken Charles around just to see if that helps us improve in that area of the pitch. And we'll leave it at that for now. But hopefully we can start to create some chances in this second half. And Jaden Smith immediately here into Zach Newton. The change hasn't actually been made yet. And this is Amati now down this left hand side for Slough. It's still Amati. He's gone for glory and it was on target and it's a good save by keeper Akers. And it remains 0-0. Akers claiming again there. And he will look to deliver long, I think. And yes, he does. And Newton was attacking it, but Wells did well to get onto it. And Obi is in here. And what an effort from Akers there to make that save. Brilliant stuff from the keeper. And Slough at the minute, the better side. We're going to demand more because this is certainly not good enough from our point of view. And hopefully we can create something later in the match. But this has been poor from our boys so far. Only 2 shots on target out of 11. We're not creating an awful lot. And I think we're going to have to try and make some changes if we can. But in terms of actual striking changes, we've not got a lot to choose from. And it is something that is going to be a huge consideration for next season for sure. I mean, we can still make signings until the end of March, but we haven't got the financial backing. And as such, Slough at the moment have had the same number of chances as we've had practically. And Jaden Smith with a 6.0. It's been really poor from us, and I'm not really sure what to do with this because we're in a position where we just can't seem to get going in this match. And considering where they are in the league, we need to be doing better. We're going to take Newton off for a Congo. We've not given a Congo many opportunities. We'll see if he can come on and be the hero for us. Joe Reed has come off, for Seeger, and we haven't got any striking options. I mean, Jaden Smith is capable of scoring even after a poor game, but hopefully with these couple of changes in midfield, it'll freshen things up and we can just do something a little bit different. We're going to fire the lads up. I mean, they've had 5 yellow cards as well. Clearly they are fouling plenty of times as well, and they're not allowing us to build anything in the midfield. And it's looking like it's going to be a very disappointing game here. Jaden Smith on a 5.8. He's done absolutely nothing going forward. And the game has finished without even really starting. It's a 0-0 draw. It's very disappointing. But as you can see, defensively, absolutely brilliant. I mean, Cracknell 7.3, Okocha 7.6, Akers 7.5. But Alador Hamilton again, solid performance in central midfield. He's certainly proven to be a key man. 7.8 for him. But Smith, 5.8, he just had no chances in front of goal. And that is a very poor performance, to be quite honest, from the lads. We're still maintaining our unbeaten run. That's 8 games without defeat now. But that was not how I wanted to finish this episode, to be honest. It was a bit of a damp squib. And yeah, we're suffering after that one, to be honest. Dulwich Hamlet have got a game in hand, which if they win, they will go above us. But we're still 9th, 10th place. And again, I keep reiterating it because I do tend to forget where we're supposed to be in this league table, which is right near the bottom of the league. So considering that, we are absolutely high flying at the moment. We're doing outstanding work, and hopefully we can continue this form as we go through the campaign. We've got a number of tough games coming up, and I'm not sure exactly when we're going to come back, but I will have a look at the fixtures momentarily just to see what I think we'll come back for. I want to try and mix it up a bit. I don't want to be playing teams that we've already played previously in episodes, so I'll have a quick look and hopefully we can find a nice little spot to come in where we can get a couple of games in. As you can see, unbeaten form is looking good. The game that we lost on penalties counts as unbeaten because penalties is technically beyond the time limit of a match. So we actually drew that game. So that is part of the 8 games unbeaten in all competitions. I think what we'll do. Let's see, what have we got here? Hemel Hempstead Farnborough. We've had Chippenham on camera, we've had Eastbourne on camera. I think what we'll probably do is Havant and Waterlooville away and Dover away potentially. Yeah, I think those two games there or thereabouts. I'll double check to see which games we've already played in the episodes, but it'll certainly be somewhere around the beginning of March when we come back into it again, and then we'll probably come back again for a couple of games in April. And our season actually finishes in April, which is a bit of a surprise. It's a very early finish to the campaign, so we'll have probably potentially two episodes in and around the April fixtures to see where we end up. But until next time, I think it is going to be those two away games. We'll see how it goes. So when we come back for that, thank you very much for all your support. All of it is greatly appreciated. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I will see you all next time, and this is Big Will signing away.